All right, we back with another edition of Training Camp Battle. We're going to talk about the running backs. I know a lot of people are excited about the talent we have in our backfield, from Bo to Ty to Huntley to Swift to Johnson. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. We'll talk about who may not make the cut and who may get the lion's share of the carries. Also, we'll talk about the committee, running back by committee as well. So I do appreciate everybody for tapping in. Keep sharing the videos. Don't forget to check out the Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more Lions videos. But yeah, it's an interesting backfield. You know what I'm saying? You got power in Bo, you got speed, in Huntley and Johnson, and you got pretty much two backs that kind of bridge those together. You got Swift, who got agility. He can run between the tackles. He can run off tackle. You got Johnson, who basically is right in the middle between those. He's athletic. He can run some power. He can do a little bit of everything. So you got two backs at the top that pretty much can catch it, run it, athletic, and they are basically the bridge between the power and the speed. So I really think they got a really good backfield, a talented backfield this year, but it's just been a lid on the running game ever since, in my opinion, James Stewart rushed for 1,000 yards and Barry pretty much left. And people say, well, Reggie Bush rushed for 1,000 yards. But if you remember that season, down the stretch, him and Joyke Bell just was fumbling the ball, and it just wasn't the same. All right, but to kind of talk about some of the guys we got in the backfield, Huntley is from New Mexico State. He's from Toledo, but I think he played in the Houston area down there in Texas. So that's where he's playing out of. And I was wondering how a Toledo guy got all of New Mexico State or New Mexico, wherever he went, whichever one. I mix them up. But you know what? I got a good feeling about him. I just think he might be like our Phillip Lindsay or Terrell Davis or something like that. I think his athleticism is off the charts. He erases, those angles. He can catch it. He athletic, and I think if he can get adjusted to the pass protection and adjusted to the game speed, I think we might have a real problem on our hands here out our backfield. You got Bo, who surprised a lot of people off the Dallas Cowboys practice squad last year. And he ran with a lot of power, meaningful. Even though we didn't get the win while he was playing, he had some really, really huge games, man. And our offensive line kind of opened up some good holes. It seemed like him and our O-line last year had a really good connection. You got Ty, who was athletic, fast. I think a lot of people was disappointed we didn't get to see his athleticism in the return game. But Jamal Agnew started to get together. But other than that, our special teams were just bad last year. So you mix a rookie with a bad special teams, I don't think it was the right mix. I think this year the special teams coordinator we got for Cincinnati is going to build some structure, so I look forward to that. But, Todd just seemed the game was a little bit too fast for him. He was trying to bounce everything outside last year. He's been working hard this offseason, so I look forward to him for the game to slow down, him to take what the defense is giving him and run inside, and then when he get an opportunity, when the opportunity is right, bouncing on the outside. And then we got DeAndre Swift, who from Georgia they didn't produce some pretty good running backs. Todd Gurley, Sony Michel, Nick Chubb's out of Cleveland, who just doing his damn thing. He probably one of the top 5 or 7 backs in the league. And we hope DeAndre Swift can follow that Georgia back legacy right now. And I think he can. He tough. He work hard. Seemed like he come from a good family. He out of Philly. I mean, I was impressed with him when he was a freshman, kind of getting a little bit of burn. He's a jolt of energy. He's a burst. He kind of that blue chip and mix of blue chip and athleticism together. Huntley and Ty ain't blue chippers, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people have Swift rated as the number 1 back in this draft. He fell the second round. And I think that kind of shows the maturation of Bob Quinn drafting. It's just not about need. It's about best available. And a lot of people in the media didn't like that they took a running back. But if you believe in his talent, that's when the Lions have been consistently lacking. They had, pretty good defenses, solid pass offenses. They had some really good special teams. And now, we just been lacking that run game. And last time Stafford had somewhat of a run game with Reggie Bush and Joyke Bell, he had his best season at his best season at this point in his career. Well, still to this point in his career. And I think Swift can be a huge part of that, man. So you got to take a chance on him. I understand that there was some other running backs you could have got later. But I think, passing up on somebody with a first round and an A-level grade on him, I think his grade was like 92, 93 on ESPN. You just couldn't do it. So hopefully it does work out. But then you got Kerryon Johnson, who's been injured, but he's showing flashes of brilliance. He showed he could play in this league. He run a little high, and that's kind of, make him susceptible to some injuries. I know Adrian Peterson had that issue throughout his career and suffered some collarbone injuries, at Oklahoma. So he kind of got to get his pad level down a little bit. And those longer leg, longer limb running backs tend to have injury problems, and they usually don't work out like Derek McFadden. But we've seen flashes with Kerryon. Now, talk about who may not make the cut. I think the dudes who are, I think Bo is safe just because he is the power out the backfield. So now we're looking at the other two, Ty and Huntley. If they choose to carry 4 backs, depending on what the rosters is, they're still saying that the rosters have to be down to is it 53 by the first regular season game. If that's the case, they're not going to expand the rosters for the Lions or other NFL teams. They may expand the practice squad. Then you may see Huntley. You may see them only carry 3 backs and a fullback. So not sure what they're going to carry, but I'm going to go on as they're going to carry 4 backs. So we know Johnson and Swift, if healthy, they're going to make the squad, or hopefully they don't do no dumb stuff in the street. We know that. So really you're looking at Bo, Ty, and Huntley. Okay? In my opinion, I think Bo is safe because he is our power back. So we need that power as well, even though Johnson can get the job done. But I think Bo is safe. So we're looking at Kerryon, Swift, and Bo. So I think the final spot is going to go to Huntley or Ty. You can see a situation where both of them go to the practice squad. But let's just say we're going to keep 4 running backs here. It's going to come down to that. Huntley and Ty. They both can do some things in the return game. They both can catch the ball out the backfield. They both can run it. Obviously, Ty has an advantage because he's been in the league 1 year longer than Huntley. But if Huntley come out and show out, and he catches balls in the passing game, when padded practices start, he picking up in pass protection good, and he running well, and he doing well in the special teams, I think Huntley might edge him. I see Ty working real hard, and Ty's an athletic guy. You've seen him in Maryland with a bunch of explosiveness, but I think it's a situation where it's Ty or Huntley. You know what I'm saying? And if Huntley is able to hit the ground running, and there's really no drop off from the competition he was playing in New Mexico State, wherever he's playing at, and going to the league, and he treated like another day in college, and if he can, and he can still run by guys and erase angles and catch the ball, and he make that adjustment to the NFL speed, then they're probably going to go on Huntley. And they may just cut Johnson, or they may keep Johnson on the practice squad, but it's tough. It's tough. I'm not sure how those dudes are doing in the classroom. Is Huntley smart? Is he picking up the pass protection? Is he picking up the audibles? Is he picking up the route? So it's really going to tell. So that's basically what it's going to boil down to. And I like Huntley a lot. And I like Ty Johnson. But I think Huntley, I'm going to go out on the limb and say Huntley is going to edge it out. And I know a lot of people may disagree with me on that. I'm not mad at you. I like Ty as well. I wish we can keep both of them. But somebody going to get cut or somebody going to the practice squad. And also, you got to keep your head on the swivel. Injury could be huge too. If Huntley get injured and he fall behind and, with reps in the playbook, then, Ty's going to have the inside track. If Ty get injured and fall behind the reps, then Huntley. If both Scarball get injured, then it's going to be the battle for Huntley and Ty. So it's going to be very, very interesting seeing how this competition going to play out and how they assist each other. But we got, I think all 3 of them at the bottom Bo, Ty, and Huntley may be eligible for the practice squad this year. But it don't look like they're going to expand the roster. So do the Lions want to keep 4 running backs and 3 or 4 tight ends? They're going to carry 2 quarterbacks, probably put David Blogg on the practice squad again. And also you got to know what linemen they're going to cover. Carry how many linebackers they're going to carry, how many DBs they're going to carry, corners, nickels, safeties, all that good stuff. So it should be a very, very interesting year for the Lions and their roster cuts. And hopefully we have a season. I think everybody is just taking for granted that COVID is just going to pass, and it still hasn't passed us by. So hopefully we have a season. We have NFL on Sunday. We got baseball already rolling. They had their best viewership since 2011. I think the Yankees and the Nationals did 4 million viewership. So that should be interesting. But who going to start at running back? I think it's between 2 people, as long as they're healthy, Swift and Johnson. Can I count on Bo getting reps? No, I'm not going to count Bo Scarborough out. He looked really good last year. And I know at Alabama, I think he broke his leg in the national championship game or something of that nature. But honestly, I think it's basically going to boil down to Swift and Johnson. It's going to boil down to, Swift picking up pass protection, Swift picking up the playbook, picking up the blocking line audibles, and basically, which one Darrell Bell will feel like. It might be a partnership. You know what I'm saying? It might be a running back by committee between the 2 carrying the balls and them complementing each other. But, at the end of the day, who going to get the more line share to carries? Who going to have more carries and more yardage? It all depends. I think Swift is prototypical NFL size for running back. 5'9", good weight, shifty, fast. You know what I'm saying? Johnson is a little bit built, a little bit longer, which make him more susceptible to injuries. But I have been on record saying I think Kerryon's going to come out and explode this year. And I think he's going to be working. I think he's been working hard. I think he's going to put it all together this year, and he's going to bubble. I think that about Seattle's Rashad Penny. A lot of the Lions fans wanted Penny as well. And I seen last year how Penny started to pretty much turn the corner and started to happen for him. So injuries got in his way too. And I think the game is going to slow down for Johnson. I think Johnson is going to put it all together next year, have a huge year. I think DeAndre Swift is going to put it together, give us some explosiveness on offense. And I think they're going to complement each other. I don't think it's going to be one that has significantly more carries than the other, as long as they're healthy. I think they both going to pretty much balance each other out. But I think Johnson is the one that's definitely going to take off. But then again, it's just not the backs we talking about. They're going to go with a traditional up back, full back, and also the line. How they going to go with it, man? We're going to talk about camp battles for the line pretty soon as well, too. Who's going to start at right tackle? They're going to slide Big V on the inside, start Crosby at right. Who knows? What is Jonah Jackson and Stenberg going to bring on the interior? We know what Ragnar bringing. We already know what Taylor Decker bringing. And that's subpar running game and okay pass blocking. But like I said before, it's so much more that goes into the running game, just as the running back and the talent. We know Saquon has the talent to make a bad line look good and make something out of nothing. So we might have a situation where Swift may be one of those legacy, once-in-a-lifetime running backs that can make a bad line look good or ordinary line look great. And if Swift can provide that, you can't see me, you can't touch me, magic, he may very well be the running back that the Lions been missing. So let me know what you guys think about this training camp battle episode. Keep sharing them. I know I'm behind on the comment section, man. I'm going to try to get back on them. Been behind all week. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Don't forget, check out the Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those links in the description. Want to make a donation, share the video, but Cash App, PayPal in the description. And don't forget my other channel, Goodfellas Sports TV, right here on YouTube for more sports music.